Hey there YouTube, Wrestling Optimus here, back with another action figure review. It's Wednesday, the best night of the week, which means it's time for AEW Dynamite. But this isn't your normal Dynamite. Winter is coming, and that means an absolutely stacked card, culminating in the championship main event between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. But first, if you're new here, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more pro wrestling and action figure content. Now, we're headed into my custom dailies place, so for a recap and review, let's take it over to the action figures. The show kicks off with the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale, featuring pretty much everyone who doesn't already have a scheduled match tonight. This particular version has two key differences though. First, all the competitors start around the ring rather than inside of it. Second, there are actually two winners who will face off next week for the ring. Most guys jump right in and begin fighting, but MJF stays on the outside with Wardlow. We see a video package where he compares himself to Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, then claims if anyone from the inner circle wins, the ring belongs to all of them. Sammy just rolls his eyes. MJF stays out of the action for a while, then saves Sammy from elimination. They hide in the corner behind Wardlow for the rest of the match. Meanwhile, Shawn Spears gets his revenge on Matt Sydal for eliminating him back at the Casino Battle Royale at All Out. At the start, neither Spears nor Scorpio Sky get in the ring, choosing instead to have a stare down on the outside. When Sky manages to eliminate Spears, Tully hands his protege the Metal Slug. He decks Scorpio in the face, giving Wardlow an easy elimination. The Dark Orders 3 and 4 go after Chaos Project. Potential recruit Hangman Adam Page eliminates Serpentico for them, so John Silver celebrates by jumping on his back. Silver accidentally eliminates Alex Reynolds before getting eliminated himself by Matt Hardy. Hangman attacks in retaliation but gets thrown out. However, the Dark Order catches him and helps him to deliver a buckshot lariat to Mark Quinn. He's quickly eliminated after that by Hardy, but it sets up an intriguing storyline that I've been looking forward to seeing. Miro goes on a rampage, eliminating Lee Johnson, Mark Quinn, Matt Hardy, and Joey Janela. There's a brief fight between him and Wardlow before the Inner Circle teams up and eliminates him. It all comes down to the Inner Circle and Jungle Boy. He and Sammy struggle on the top rope, only to get pushed off by MJF, who thinks he and Wardlow have won. Then, he realizes that Orange Cassidy was actually never properly eliminated earlier, so Wardlow brings him into the ring, but gets reversed. Cassidy nails 3 consecutive orange punches to eliminate Wardlow. Your winners are MJF and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Best friends rush out to help celebrate by giving the people what they want. Their hug is interrupted by Miro and Kip Sabian though, who have to be held back by referees. Chris Jericho is joined by Jake Hager and Ortiz as he takes on Frankie Kazarian of SCU. According to Jim Ross, this is Jericho's 2,725th pro wrestling match, yet it's the first time he's ever taken on his fellow veteran Kaz. It's a really great match, with Hager and Ortiz getting involved from time to time, and during a commercial, Jericho gets up to some of his usual heel tricks. But Kazarian's experience and technical skills help him battle back. He hits a modified Spanish fly called the Flux Capacitor off the top rope for a 2 count, then puts Jericho in the double leg crab. Ortiz goes to interfere, but restrains himself to avoid the DQ. Suddenly, MJF runs out with a towel and looks like he's going to throw it in. Sammy also runs out and stops him by grabbing it. Jericho sees this, and they hint that he might think Sammy was about to throw it in. That all leads to another near fall, but in the end, Jericho wins with the Judas effect. Christopher Daniels helps his SCU brother to the back as the Inner Circle start fighting amongst themselves back in the ring. Jericho grabs a mic. He says he's tired of this bullshit, so everyone has 7 days to think about it. Then, next week, we're gonna have an ultimatum. Either they work together as a team, or the Inner Circle breaks up forever. Backstage, Alex Marvez is with the Young Bucks. They say the Hybrid 2 don't have the record to warrant a title shot, but the teams will square off next week, and if TH2 can win, they'll have earned one. The Acclaimed, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, make their debut on Dynamite after killing it lately on Dark, thanks in large part to their entrance featuring Max doing freestyle rap. He demonstrates with some bars that I believe imply the Bucks are gay for each other. Okay, not his best work. But Matt responds with a John Cena reference before TH2 attack from behind while the Acclaimed scream, "World Star!" In a nice bit of continuity, SCU make the save on their way back from the ring. It's time for the women's segment. Dr. Britt Baker takes on legit Layla Hirsch. Baker starts by making fun of Layla's height, so the Russian takes her down and stretches her out with a series of submission holds. After a commercial, she accidentally takes out Rebel with a tope suicida. Back in the ring, they counter each other in a bit of chain wrestling. Then, Rebel returns and distracts the ref, allowing the Doctor to hit a swinging neckbreaker and sink in the lockjaw for the submission victory. Thunder Rosa comes flying out from ringside and lays into Baker. They have to be separated by refs. Rebel tries to attack but gets taken out by Layla with a suplex while the crowd chants, "Jerry, Jerry, Jerry." I'm glad to see Thunder Rosa sticking around. I just hope they use her right. In honor of tonight's theme, my fantasy booking would be for Thea Trinidad, the former Zelina Vega, to make her shock debut as the manager of Ivelisse and Diamante. Then, the fiery Latinas could take on the icy team of Lindsay Snow and Lady Frost from Dark. The face of TNT, Darby Allin, skateboards to the ring with his championship belt as he teams up with Cody Rhodes to take on Absolute Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. It immediately breaks down into a brawl. After a commercial, commentary rattles off Hobbs' weight room stats from back in his football days, while Team FTW isolates Darby. Powerhouse even ragdolls the champ around the ring for a bit. Finally, Cody gets the hot tag, laying out Starks with a power slam and Hobbs with a disaster kick. Darby tags himself back in and hits Ricky with a coffin drop to pick up the win. This is some of the most underrated long-term storytelling in AEW. Months ago, Taz tried unsuccessfully to recruit Allin and took the rejection personally. Since then, he's built a team of monsters, including Darby's former ally, Hobbs. And now that Darby has a title that could legitimize his FTW belt, Taz is back to take it and get his revenge. Brilliant. Powerhouse attacks Darby after the match. Arn Anderson tries to save him, but gets beaten up too. Dustin runs out and gets in some shots before he's taken out by Brian Cage. Team Taz stands tall with the FTW title held high. Suddenly, the lights go out. A video showing various winter scenes plays on the Tron, then reveals a single name. Sting! After 19 long years, the Icon makes his triumphant return to TNT. He silently walks over to and stares down Arn Anderson, Dustin, and then Cody Rhodes before approaching Darby. Standing almost nose to nose, he inspects Allin before giving the crowd a couple of woos and leaving through a blizzard of fake snow. I think it's safe to say, winter has come. Now Alex Marvez is with AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida. He asks why she was so hesitant to engage Abaddon last week. She assures us that she's not afraid because Abaddon is just a zombie cosplay. But she's startled by some pipes clanging in the background and ends the interview abruptly. Moxley can feel the electricity in the air for his match tonight. 2 years ago, he was written off as a burnout. Now, he and Kenny are the two best wrestlers in the world. Everything is set, the contract is signed, and the only thing left to do is go out there and make them go banana. Seriously, that's what he said. The working relationship with Impact appears to grow stronger as Kenny's longtime friend, Don Callis, joins commentary for the main event again. Justin Roberts is in a full tuxedo as he rattles off tonight's Kenny Omega fun facts. He has held 16 different singles titles, is currently on an 11-match win streak, has the most wins of anyone in AEW with 33, recently launched his own supplement line, and was born 1,670 miles northwest of North Carolina. Meanwhile, during his usual entrance from up in the stands, Moxley walks right past the spot where he was attacked 2 weeks ago. Despite wanting a clean wrestling match, Kenny takes things to the outside in order to ram Moxley's leg into the barricades. That becomes his target for the rest of the match. Mox battles back and gets out 2 chairs, seemingly in defiance of the gentleman's agreement against weapons. However, he just sets them up facing each other and sits down. Kenny sits in the other chair and they have a slap contest that turns into a punching contest, then quickly devolves into a full-blown hockey fight. Throughout the night, commentary kept pointing out how cold it was in Jacksonville, trying desperately to tie in the wintry theme. Apparently, they even had to install large heaters conveniently at ringside. Moxley puts Kenny through one of them with a paradigm shift, which brings out the doctors. Don Callis rushes over as well and feigns concern. When Mox throws Omega back into the ring and starts pummeling him, Callis grabs a mic and pleads on his behalf, so Moxley knocks him to the floor with a stiff punch. While the ref checks on Don, Kenny scoops up the microphone and hits Mox in the head with it, drawing blood. Then, he hits 4 straight V-triggers to set up the One-Wing Angel for the victory. For the first time in his AEW singles career, Jon Moxley has lost. Your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion is Kenny Omega. Don Callis runs over with the title belt and hands it to Kenny as they bolt for the tunnel. Cameras follow them past a screaming Tony Khan and a crowd of furious backstage personnel. They continue fleeing to a black SUV in the parking lot where they're intercepted by Alex Marvez. Don says they'll explain on Tuesday, to which Alex points out that Dynamite is on Wednesdays. In one of the most shocking wrestling moments in recent history, he clarifies that he and the brand new AEW champion will tell all this coming Tuesday on Impact Wrestling. Wow! Regardless of how you feel about that ending, you have to give AEW credit for having the balls to allow their champ to go on another show with their top title while using that other company's executive as the heel authority figure in their own screwjob angle. Not to mention it was a great match, albeit a little boring at the beginning, that told the story of a beloved champion only losing when the greatest wrestler in the world teamed up with a rival promotion to hatch an elaborate, months-long plan. In the process, they not only kayfabe screwed Moxley, but all of AEW. Meanwhile, the biggest winners in all of this are the fans, because this opens up an entire universe of fantasy booking scenarios using the combined rosters. From the influx of women's talent to the tag team match potential with the Young Bucks, FTR, the Good Brothers, and the North, to the possibility of seeing Jon Moxley versus Sami Callihan in a hardcore bloodbath. It truly is an incredible time to be a wrestling fan. Overall, that was probably my favorite episode of Dynamite ever, and I think it will go down as not only the best, but the most memorable of all time. From start to finish, there was non-stop action, intricate stories, big payoffs, and gigantic surprises, like Sting and Kenny Omega winning the world title. Oh yeah, and Impact is working with AEW. If nothing else, this will have people talking, and with all the mainstream media attention it's already getting, they may have managed to reel back in some of those lapsed fans that WWE has driven away in recent years. At the end of the day, you can't be mad at anything that helps elevate the entire business. I'm still processing it all, but yeah, that was absolutely incredible. Alright, that'll do it for AEW Winter is Coming. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Although I don't do reviews for NXT, I'm still going to drop a predictions video for War Games probably sometime on Friday, so look out for that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to do all that normal YouTube stuff. Smash the like button, share with any wrestling or action figure fans you may know, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word. You can also talk to me over on Twitter at PSUOptimus, or see all my best figure photography over on Instagram at WrestlingOptimus. If you haven't seen my most recent build video, you can check that out right here. But until next time, I've been Wrestling Optimus, and I'll catch you later.